Hello students, you've got me back again for class 3. I truly hope that you feel like you're making good progress with the symbols and with what you're learning. You should be. Okay, class 3 today. First thing I want to do is talk to you about the textbook. So, I'm always in favor of saving people money. If I actually thought that the 4th edition was better than the 3rd edition, I would have you buy it. However, the 4th edition is actually smaller and hardly improved over the 3rd edition. So, if you can find yourself Schreiberg and Kent's Clinical Phonetics 3rd edition for like $5 or 99 cents or something, absolutely take that, get that book, and then I will give you a PDF of the one chapter that has changed significantly for the 4th edition. In fact, the 4th edition is much smaller and they've taken out a lot of the nice reference material that was in the 3rd edition. So the 4th edition is more expensive for less of a book. And I don't think that's right. So if you're able to find the 3rd edition, get it. If you can only find the 4th, go ahead and get that. But try to save yourself some money. You'll need it in about 2 weeks. So it's not a huge rush, but you should get yourself moving on that for now. So today, I'd like to clarify some common issues that people often have on the early homeworks in the class. We are going to practice transcription, and in particular today we're going to focus on stress in words, where the stress syllable is and what that does to a word, how that sounds, and how to transcribe it. We will also review and practice minimal pairs a little bit. We will explore the concept of word, and we will also describe syllable structure patterns such as clusters and onsets and rhymes. So good stuff to do today, a little bit more on the level of the word than just the level of the sound that we've been doing the past couple of weeks, but more about what's okay for a word, what's okay for a syllable in a word. Okay, love to start with a little bit of transcription here. So as you've probably noticed as you've been doing your homework, if you've found any words that have an R in them, R's can be terrible in the way that they change vowels. So that's why it's worth it for us to do these together so that you feel a little more confident as you do that. The R is a funny sound. There's a funny tongue shape that you have to make. And so if you're doing one vowel and then going into a funny tongue shape, so much is overlapped in speech that having an R after your vowel often causes something funny to happen to the vowel and make it a little harder to characterize than you might otherwise hope. So let's take a look here. We're gonna, like before, go down first before we go over. Okay, fear, fear. How will you transcribe fear? I will transcribe it F-I-R, fear. How about meat? How will you transcribe meat? M-I-T, meat. How about tough? Tough, T-U-F, tough. Okay, next one, gear. Gear, G-E-R. Sweat. Sweat. Cough. Like that. Cough. Wear. Wear. Let's try that for wear. Great. Great. Like that. Great. And dough. Lots of letters in the spelling, but not a lot of letters in the transcription. Dough. Questions that you might have about this. So fear and gear and wear, those all have an R at the end. And there's sometimes a feeling that is fear or gear, are they one syllable or two syllable words? So another alternative for fear is to do fear like that, more of two syllables. So even though our goal with transcription is to have something that's very dependable, not a lot of variation, sometimes you do end up with a couple of different alternatives for transcribing something that are hard to decide between. And this is the case. When you've got an R at the end of a word, that is going to be a time where you might not be able to easily decide. All right, I have another set of words. I'm just going to do them right here below. Okay, we've got perk, chef, who, cork, shoe, whoa, work, sure, and white. So you might want to take a second now, or however much time you need, to decide how to transcribe those before I give you my transcriptions. Okay, perk. So this is going to use a vowel, like the bird vowel. So perk will be like that. Perk. Chef. Chef. Sh. Eh. Chef. And who. Also, more letters in the spelling than who in the transcription, just H-U in the transcription. Cork. Cork. Like that. Shoe, just like that. Whoa, like that. Work rhymes with perk, so it'll be work. Sure. We could talk about sure a lot. There are a lot of pronunciations of sure. You've got sure, sure. This one sounds like sure, but if someone just says sure, that would be like that, sure. And last one on this is white. W, diphthong, white. Now you'll notice that white is spelled with a WH. There are a few speakers of American English who continue to produce a difference between words that are spelled with WH and just W. So you might want to think of a witch, like on Halloween, witch, versus like which one. And some of those speakers that keep the difference would say which instead of which. And so the word white is sometimes said as white by people that keep that distinction. So you might add an H at the beginning, white. And not so many people do that anymore, but you do find it in older people who are speaking a very careful variety of American English. Some more vowel practice, this time really focused on the diphthongs and the R-colored vowels. So we've got maestro, maestro. So I would transcribe maestro as maestro with the diphthong there. Flour. Think about flour for a moment. How would you like to transcribe flour that you bake with? Let me start. Flower. And then think for yourself, if I had written the flower like a daisy or a rose, would you want to transcribe that differently? Would you want to transcribe it like that? Oh, excuse me, this should be, sorry guys, it should be that, not, it should be that one. Flower, flower. Oyster. Good word. We'd use this diphthong, oyster, to transcribe. Prowess. hard to decide. Prowess. Prowess. I'm going to say prowess, like that. License, also using another diphthong. License. License. And coin is our last one. And then our diphthong oi, coin. Okay, hope that's helpful to you doing those. And here are a few more that we can work on. Purpose. Purpose. So remember, with our ers, we need to think about whether our syllable is stressed. So in purpose, the first syllable is stressed, so we would use purpose. We'd use that, purpose. Sherbet, also first syllable stressed, so sherbet, we'll do like that, sherbet. Converge, so that's an interesting one. It's not converge, it's converge. So the first syllable uses a schwa, it's unstressed, and then verge, with the 3 vowel there, converge, the bird vowel, converge. Upper, like that, upper. War, war could be war or war, either one of those. And lard, oh, lard is a word that is transcribed just like it's spelled. So that's sort of funny. Lard.